I'll try to explain DAC curve calibration for beginners. First, we'll calibrate the samples. You will eventually receive a comprehensive file that you will need to carefully insert right here into the memory, meaning you save it onto a memory stick and insert it here. Then you will need to simply press this particular button. A menu will pop up, and you will then need to carefully select the appropriate calibration that is currently relevant. We select it as an example. And if it doesn't select, we press and hold the button and adjust the joystick so it can be selected. We go to the configuration menu and select function 2 or function 1, in this case function 2. Select it, press once and control it. The joystick controls the top row and the button controls the bottom, meaning the lower button. We keep adjusting until we reach recall. Yes, we set the upper value 80. Since the joystick doesn't work properly and effectively, we will confirm this more thoroughly at the very top of the device. We set the envelope in the same way, that is, we press once and then control with the joystick and select the lower button. Next, press OK. Double check to make sure that it's set to 2 MHz. Since the probe is large, 2 MHz, we measure a greater thickness of metal. At this moment, we are calibrating on blocks with a block or a block arrived 18 by 85 millimeters height, and the length is almost half a meter. So next we check that it's 2 MHz and we look to make sure the hairlines are there. Our estimated speed was about 3.5 knots, specifically 3,250, with the probe delay being around 10 seconds. Next, we will carefully proceed into the main menu by firmly pressing the designated button on the joystick, and then meticulously check all the intricate settings, subsequently repeating the entire setup process to ensure everything is correctly configured. Here it says that it should be set like this, then we check the probe 45. So here we need to set it to 45. We confirm the block thickness is 85, so we wait for this, then change it back to 45. We also select the precise thickness utilizing the intuitive joystick control. That is, by moving it left and right to adjust the value, we confirm our selection with the X follow button. We make this adjustment. Next, we select the rating as shown here. As indicated, for now, we don't touch the curve in configuration. We leave it as is. Here in configuration 2, we also set envelope, so envelope red is on. Next, let's look at what envelope configuration 4 is. We set everything up like this, then exit. Next, we see the filled fields, which we now take. The signal was more frequent. Let's turn off autofill like this. More frequent, then we go further in. Yes, we need to turn off the DACs because right now they're going to interfere with us. What do? We press and hold, go back, enter the menu, and go to DAC. Here there is a delete function to erase the DACs. We need to press the joystick once and quickly press the 2 lower buttons at the same time. Then the DACs will be erased. Now, as we exit, we see that the DACs are no longer on the curve either. We set the depth of the calibration block to 85, which means 1 signal, the second is the reflected one, and the third. So this is the first signal, this yellow stripe is the second signal, and what we see is the amplitude of the signal. And the third one is also set up well. So what do we need to do? First, in this case, we take the V2 block, place the probe, look for the maximum signal. There's a lot of noise. So we select accordingly. Here we find the first signal. The first signal is we have 25 millimeters. So this radius is 25 millimeters. We successfully identify and locate the very first signal. So in this particular case, the overall range is indeed exceptionally large and extensive. We then proceed to carefully and systematically reduce the operational range. Find our gate. Where did it go? It went somewhere else. We move the joystick to the gate and then move it to the very beginning. Our gate appears. But this is gate B. We don't need it. We need gate A. Now let's check to make sure gate B is turned off in the settings. Yes, gate B is turned off. That's correct. So let's go to gate A and reduce the width. Insert the fork. Peak. Then move on to 100. Keep pressing.